welcome to the Light Renegades. My name is Starr, and today I have another message from Brittany Murphy. I've been channeling Brittany Murphy for over a year now, sharing for about 6 months on this channel, and yeah, if you haven't started at the beginning of the series, I would highly suggest that you do, otherwise today's message might come as quite a shock, everyone. We're getting into the nitty-gritty of it all, I think, and some of this message I think we knew was coming. I definitely knew something was coming. I wasn't entirely sure what exactly, and it's been really interesting to me because I couldn't pull through exactly what Brit was wanting to share when she first started to come forward and say that she wanted to, be channeling messages with me. She wouldn't say exactly what it is, and I think there is a protection in that from me, but also I think it's real difficult to keep your reality in check a lot of the time. And I think something that is a common misconception in these realms is that, you're in la la land and it's easier, when actually it's incredibly difficult to keep your steady footing in these realms, to be believing, the truth that we know to be the truth, rather than what we are told in the media by, what we are shown to be our truth that we just know isn't the full truth at this point, everyone. But today's message is pretty heavy. If you're not ready, I would say come back at a later date. And I think keep an open mind with this one, everyone. There is a lot in here, but also I think this leaves a lot of room for us to have a lot of questions too. So I think bear with Brit. She didn't want to come through and speak to me after channeling this message. And I think, it takes a lot for a soul to come forward and to remember everything that they've gone through. And, when there are other souls on the other side that they are still helping. She mentions Eminem, and his soul, his oversoul. So I think it can be quite a lot for them to come forward. So just bear that in mind with this message. It is, it's pretty short, I guess, in the how much we probably want to know, but I know that she's going to be coming through quite a lot in the next couple of weeks at least. So just bear with, everyone, is what I want to share. But I'm going to go ahead and start. And today's message was titled, Who and What Are They? And she started with, Hello, dear ones. Today's message is one you have all been waiting for, I'm sure. I wish to speak of 3 separate occasions I came face to face with beings of this world that I didn't believe possible in my incarnation. I was hunted emotionally, followed energetically, and spiritually broken. Those parties, those people that engage in all manner of darkness. They have been taken over by the Reptilian order. They are hosts at this point. But the message I wish to make clear here and now is that many of your celebrities chose this path. They decided this would be the road they walk because they would do anything for fame and the fortune that comes with it. However, I do not think they wholly know what they are letting themselves in for. I wish to speak about my dear friend Eminem, for those that aren't aware. The vessel you see now is one of many. They know how to clone and have been doing so on a regular basis for some time. We worked together on 8 Mile. We got real close, and he knew that I knew, but had said no to being a part of what they all had going on. He wasn't happy, he wasn't proud of himself, and he certainly wasn't able to speak freely. They watch all of them so closely. Not only that, but they are in control. They are in their heads, quite literally. This is what I came to fully understand with my time with we hung out a lot. He did actually adore me. I knew that. I was grateful for our friendship. I knew the powers that be, galactic and angelics of this world, had a hand in this and allowing us our time together. We didn't speak directly of it all, but he hinted, and he was aware of my tale, I'm sure, at this point. But one day he showed me his eyes, his true eyes, the ones that flicker. He wanted me to know who he truly was now, and that he could never be the same again. He was ashamed somewhere that he had fell for the lies, and this is what they do. They lie. They tell you what you want to hear and make you believe you will have the world, when actually you lose it all. He lost his life, he lost his soul, and he knew that he couldn't change a thing. Our time together, I made sure that he felt safe and that he knew that he could trust me. I knew I was there to be a good person to him. He needed that at that time, I think. Things were just starting to take a full turn for the worse. He wasn't in control of his life anymore or anything that he was involved in. The second time I came face to face with something out of this world was between shoots. I was coming from set to a dressing room or a trailer. I can't quite fully recall exactly, but I saw one as clear as day. It showed itself to me. It wanted me to know that it was here and watching. This person, they were behind the scenes, but I always knew when one was around, the air is dense, the energy is just so off. You can almost smell them when you're as sensitive as I was. I knew that they wouldn't believe me. I didn't share what I saw hardly to anyone. It took me a long time to even tell my own mom. She had trouble believing me too. But it's all true. It's all real. Anyone you see in Hollywood knows the truth, the other of this world. I'd seen so much, I knew they would come for me one day. My house was the final place where I started to fully see. I could see spirits, I could see entities, and I knew they were coming for me. I knew now that this is manipulation of the mind for the most part. You are shown things that aren't truly here, or you are veiled to see only the darkness, because there is so much light to see too. I began to see what you would consider angels. I knew then that my time was coming to a close. I was grateful to have seen the light before I passed, because I think otherwise it would have been real difficult for me to let go. I didn't want them to win. I knew they had the minute that I left that party long ago. But I felt somewhere, just maybe, I could get away. But that wasn't the case. I was never going to win. They are everywhere. I'd like to share at this point that what you see, what you are told, does not even come close to what is actually truly happening. Your famous faces, they know it all. They have seen it all, and they keep very big secrets. There is a layering to the system. Not everyone is involved in it all. Some are just fluffers. They run the parties, the sex rings. Others are in deep. They have killed, they have sacrificed, and they have agreed to turn away from the light of this world. That's the true sadness that I constantly felt in the industry. I knew I could never make it unless I gave in, and there was just a part of me that I knew could not, and I had to just say no. I did say no until the bitter end. I want to remind you all that this is a battle you face every day. Your life tries to show you that this isn't real, that what you sense cannot possibly be true. Others don't believe, yet you know in your heart this is your truth. So keep shining your light, because in doing so, you allow others to do the same. Please stand strong and keep shining your light. I'm always here for you. Lean on me, Brit. I wasn't expecting this message to come so soon after quite a long hiatus from Brit. I really feel like we're being chucked in at the deep end. I'm being chucked in at the deep end, and I think we are just coming to a time where we have to face this as our reality, everyone. And I realize that I've been battling this behind the scenes, sat with this dark energy that I was harboring. And if you don't know anything about that, you can go and start the Darkness series. There's been 2 episodes so far, and this might catch you up on that. But I've been battling, keeping this to be my reality, to be believing the truths that I see, that I sense, that I communicate with. And, every inch of me, every part of me knows that this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Yet, there are so many spaces and places and people that don't believe in the same things as me yet, that don't wish for me to be sharing this information, that don't wish for this to be the truth because it's painful and it's confusing. And, no one has the full truth. No one has the full answers. No one knows exactly where we're going. And I think that is terrifying to the most part to a lot of people. And that's why they chose to look away. They choose to look away. Because it feels terrifying. And I think it's just making me realize just how integral my role is here, how important it is for me to be here, to be speaking my truth, to be sharing my experience, and to be that face that people can turn to say that what you're experiencing is your truth somewhere. And just because not everyone else is experiencing it around you doesn't mean that it's not true. And I will always reiterate to make sure that you are looking after your mental health, seeking that guidance when you feel called to, and to be looking after your body and your mind. But also, there is just that other bit in life that isn't explainable, the soul, those aspects, those other entities that I knew to be true somewhere my whole life, but I didn't know exactly what it was, you know. And it's not until 4 years ago now that I started to fully see all of those realms, all of those things and experiences. And it has been a slow process for me, and quite an arduous process for me to be able to be connecting in as deeply as I do now. And I know some of you are still in the midst of, understanding your gifts, understanding your connectivity to all of this, and where you find yourselves on this journey. So go easy. I know that Brit's going to have a lot to share. I think we are just coming to a time where there is no more room to, give this more space, everyone. I think those major shifts that we've been speaking about for a real long time, they're happening now, and there is no turning back. And sometimes I think we are faced with our biggest challenges just at the time when we feel like we want to give up. And I definitely know that I've experienced that time and time again on this journey. When I feel like there is nothing left, that is a time when I have to step forward. That is a time when I have to be shining my light the brightest. And I'm there now. It was a real tricky time the past couple of weeks, working through that dark energy and working through what I now know to be attacks from the Reptilian Order again. And I was very much pivoted away from the galactic realms. I was sat in a lot of angelic energy, and I'm still yet to understand where those two veils of existence overlap, everyone. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of research into Scientology, which is a lot of the galactic energy, but there has to be a space where this Reptilian Order and the angelic kingdom and everything comes into alignment. And I know I'm being guided to the answers for that, but I don't have that full answer yet. I'm not ready. I'm not fully able to bring that forward, and I think it's just because we aren't quite ready for that little bit of time yet, everyone. And I think we're having to wait for other parts of this, system to be collapsing. And I'm starting to see those little pockets be stepping forward. And I'm really grateful to be where I am right now. I'm really grateful to be bringing these messages through, but it is a lot. I know that there's going to be a lot of people that just don't believe, that don't want to believe. And it's going to take something big, something, in people's faces for the masses to believe it. And still then, I'm not entirely sure, where we might find ourselves, even if that were to be the case in the very near future, everyone. But I think hold off with questions. I think Brit is going to answer all questions. I think that she has a lot more to share, but she really didn't want to speak after today's message. I think there is a lot of sadness that still surrounds her when it connects to other people. We know that she loves so much, she loves so big, and yeah, her relationship with them was everything, I think, somewhere to her. And that soul is still healing. I've been told that soul is still healing. That oversoul is looking after them. And yeah, it's tricky territory. There are so many layers to this that I'm still yet to fully understand, that I'm still yet to be engaging with. And I think I have to take my pace with all of this too. There's only so much I can do in a day, and I'm really having to take care of myself, of my mental health, and to be choosing my battles. And I think that's where some of you find yourselves right now. Choose your battles. Walk away from those that aren't speaking your language anymore. Walk away from those that aren't lifting you up. Walk away from those that aren't wanting you to shine your light, because now is the time to be shining your light, everyone. We cannot turn back. We cannot turn to the darkness any longer to be seeking out answers. I think we have to be looking towards the light and to a brighter future, everyone. And I know that this is going to be a tricky road. I have no idea exactly what's ahead, but I think we are in for a ride, everyone. So be prepared for that too. I've really been having to strengthen my resolve of late, and that is where I find myself right now, is standing fully in my beliefs and in my knowing, but also holding my hands up and saying, I don't know everything. How can one know everything? There are so many layers, there are so many different timelines, and I've really been experiencing these timeline shifts and really starting to understand just how in my full capacity a lot of my life I've been. And I'm going to share that in a separate video, so look out for the energy update video, because I'm going to be sharing my experiences and where things have been definitely overlapping for the longest time, but I didn't know what to look out for. I didn't know what I was experiencing. I just felt incredibly confused for the longest time. So for those that might be in that space, look out for those videos. You might want to start with the Getting Started series with Anna Maria, our fellow other light renegade, and she brings forward a lot of information that is a little bit more digestible day to day, how to work through your relationships and with your family, your friends, and stepping forward onto this path. But thanks everyone for your patience, and yeah, I'm really excited for everything that Brit has to share. But I feel her sadness too. I feel a deep, deep, deep sadness for everyone that is in the industry. And I think I knew this to be the truth. I think I knew that, you know, somewhere the Reptillians had a hand in all of this and everything, like they have had for the longest time. But I think it did feel too much to admit to even myself. And yeah, to see it here black and white, to bring through this message today, I thought, yeah, okay, this is everything. This is the full truth. And it's now time to just accept that, everyone. We are in a galactic war. There is no two ways about it. So, you know, keep fighting for your light, keep fighting for your spaces, and yeah, just be on the lookout. I'm starting to see, you know, where these little bits of this dark energy, where these little bits of manipulation tactics come in. And you know, this happens with people that aren't in control of their energetic body. I can literally see people's eyes glaze over and something else enters their body. And, you know, I have to just protect myself in that and manage that. That is my reality right now, where I see other beings take over other people's vessels. And it is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And sometimes, you know, I think, have I just completely lost my mind? But I know that I haven't. And it is tricky territory, so make sure that you are looking out for yourself, for those around you. Be protecting your energy and be asking your teams of light to step in when it does feel too much for you, everyone. And, you know, seek help, seek guidance, step forward to us Light Renegades if you would like to be working with us on a much more personal level, or, you know, those spaces where you can be held, share your experiences. That is what we are supposed to be doing right now. We are supposed to be sharing our experiences. So for those that did want to share their story, please do email us in. You know, we are still working towards the website, and we want to be sharing your voices, your stories, and the things that you've experienced. So for those out there that might be starting out on their journey, it's an encouragement for them to be, you know, continuing to step forward into the light and to be on this path, because it's not for the faint-hearted. We come face to face with a lot of darkness, and we have to work through our own darkness, which I think is the biggest step that a lot of people are facing right now, is turning towards their shadow and facing that so that they can fully step into the light, everyone. But I think that's enough from me today. I really do hope that Brit comes forward with a little bit more talk time in the next message. But, you know, I have to respect her journey too, where she finds herself. And, you know, I can't even imagine what she's been through, and, you know, everything that she is facing on the other side right now, fighting for us and being in the spaces to bring down this, you know, collapse of, the industry that just needs to be, taken down eventually, everyone. But that's enough from me today, and I'll be back very soon. Take care for now.